Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to BBRC Britain and English. Well, on this New Year's Eve, I thought I'd do something different and give you a message a little bit about the culture, some of the traits and traditions in Britain. But just before I do, I'd like to just say, well, I hope you've had a nice Christmas, those of you celebrating, and I know some of you do watch from abroad, those in the Philippines and various other countries, perhaps Papua New Guinea and a few others that I've known over the years. Well, I hope you had a nice Christmas and a very nice family gathering in any case, whichever way you are celebrating, wherever you are. Today, I'd just like to talk a little bit about the traditions in this country. Now, traditionally, in this country, which is perhaps different to some other countries, we tend to go out for dinner and dance, perhaps. Some people go to a pub and see the new year in that way. Sometimes they go to a hotel, like I say, dinner and dance, or just a pub, or perhaps some sort of family gathering. Years gone by, people used to go to church. In fact, when I was living in the northeast, some of the African churches, especially the Nigerians, used to have a gathering, perhaps even an all-night prayer in the church building, which perhaps sometimes was a community centre or a church hall or somewhere else they were hiring, because they do meet in different places these days, because they've all got their own church buildings, but some of them are fundraising towards that. But definitely they used to meet several times a year, certainly on New Year's Eve, to pray the new year in. Now, with all that, they'll probably be seeing the English folk go to the pubs as they're going into church. Well, we used to do that a good few years ago. Some churches in this country, some British churches do go to church, perhaps, although they do pray at home more. And certainly, we're not quite the Christian country we once were. But I do remember, I think it was a love feast they had up in the northeast a few years ago, I heard about. And that used to be a Methodist tradition, a very well-known Methodist tradition, a love feast. I think that used to go on a good, probably a couple of hours, when obviously, was the name might suggest, it was about having a meal. Well, I hope you like the flowers here. Now, I've been doing a little bit of research, a New Year's Eve here, no exception, a little bit about the history of the times and how we actually get our time. Well, you know about Greenwich Mean Time. That's our general way of rule of thumb of looking at the clocks these days. We have British Summer Time between March and October. Greenwich Mean Time is over winter, which we're in now. We're in the actual international dateline. I'll just quote here from the National Geographic. The official and starting and ending point of each day. The idea of the dateline was introduced at a conference in 1884. So that's a conference in 1884, which the world decided to create order with the coming of the railways and international travel, so as to make it more standard and universal. The international dateline roughly follows the 180th meridian north to south through the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It is located halfway around the world from the prime meridian, which crosses Greenwich, England, and that is in London, Greenwich. And you can visit, I think there's a museum there even, certainly, Greenwich Observatory. Now, we are by no means the first country to see the new year in. That accolade is at Kiribati. We usually hear about the Australia fireworks. Well, they're actually 3 hours behind Kiribati. And Kiribati saw the new year in at, it was 10 o'clock this morning in Britain. And Australia, New Zealand, looked like it was 10:15, yeah. And Australia, 12 o'clock on the 30th of December. So that's every year, obviously. Well, with all that, I do hope that you will have a blessed New Year. We've had a lot of bad news in the last, year or two, with wars in the world and a lot of other things happening. Personally, I hope you're all well. I know a few people I'm praying for who've got cancer, and we do pray for them, pray for healing and a miracle there. One lady who's got breast cancer out in Zambia, sadly. Try and help her out in any way possible. But other than that, I do have to move from here, unfortunately, so there may be a gap in any broadcast, but certainly I will be moving from here. We are on a notice here. I think the landlord's going to sell up, so sadly the lease has expired, so I won't give all the gory details, but basically a lot of people are having to move at the moment because of various changes in the market, and as you know, there's always a lot of demand for accommodation in this country, and there's less rental properties about, but enough houses are building all the time though, but perhaps not the social housing or the smaller flats, but certainly it's very expensive to buy property in this country. Anyway, I do wish you a very happy new year, and I hope it all goes well for you. Hopefully I'll see you in January, which isn't too far away now. In this country, what? It's about another, possibly about another, what time is it now? Well, it's now 4:30, so we've got about 7.5 hours. God bless you. Happy New Year to all, one and all there. And any of you from abroad, I hope you have a happy and blessed New Year, whatever you're doing, and that you'll enjoy my productions and they're helpful to you. God bless you. Bye-bye now.